Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a series of really blunt, coordinated statements from India's top leaders. The source material we're diving into suggests this isn't just empty talk, it's signaling a huge and pretty aggressive shift in policy towards Pakistan. So let's start with this extraordinary statement from India's defense minister. Now, on the surface, you might think, okay, it's just geography. But the analysis we're looking at today says it's way more serious than that. It's a direct, public warning shot to Pakistan. So, was this just some off the cuff remark? According to the source material we're examining, absolutely not. The argument is that this statement is really just the tip of the iceberg, and it's pointing to a massive coordinated change in strategy from India. To really get what this warning is about, you've got to understand the location. Sir Creek isn't just some random body of water. It's been a flashpoint between these two countries for decades. We're talking a constant source of tension and arguments over who owns what. And this is where the context becomes so critical. The source claims Pakistan's actions have gone way beyond just historical disputes. First, it allegedly started putting Indian territory on its official maps, and more recently, there's been a military buildup in the area. According to this analysis, that's the move that triggered this very direct warning from India. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. The source argues that the defense minister's statement wasn't some isolated threat. Nope, it was part of a carefully timed chorus of voices, all coming from the very top of India's defense establishment. First up, you have the Army Commander-in-Chief delivering this incredibly blunt message. He's not just talking about defending the border, he's threatening to erase it. I mean, that is a serious escalation in language. And then you have the Air Chief Marshal dropping this bombshell about a past conflict, revealing details that were apparently kept quiet before. And the specific number he gives, well, that's pretty telling. 12. The source really zeroes in on this number and asks a crucial question. Why reveal this now, so long after it happened? The argument being made is that India is sending a signal that it just doesn't care anymore about what the US or big defense companies might think. This is presented as a whole new, much more assertive way of communicating. Which, of course, brings us to the big question, what's behind all this? Why this synchronized, aggressive messaging, and why right now? Well, the source connects India's news stance directly to what's happening inside Pakistan itself. The analysis we're reviewing paints a picture of a nation that isn't acting from a position of strength, but maybe out of sheer desperation. It seems to be facing some really severe crises on multiple fronts. I mean, this source points to a bunch of signs here. The World Bank is putting out these dire warnings. Huge consumer brands are actually pulling out of the country, which the source suggests is a sign of a collapsing middle class. And on the world stage, Pakistan is allegedly making these huge offers to the US, from its valuable minerals to strategic port locations. So this gets to the supposed motive. The argument is that for Pakistan's military establishment, conflict with India is basically a tool for survival. It justifies their enormous budget and helps them keep their hold on power by pointing to an enemy at the gates. But here's the thing. This new assertiveness isn't just about Pakistan. The source zooms out to the global stage, suggesting that India is starting to see its own role and power in a very different light. The source material even points to this recent statement from Russia's president as a sign of India's growing independent streak. The idea here is that other world powers are really starting to take notice of India's refusal to be pushed around. And this slide really gets to the core of the argument about India's foreign policy. While the source notes that a lot of nations have fallen in line with sanctions and outside pressure, it presents India as choosing a totally different, more sovereign path. The argument is that India would rather take a financial hit than give up its independence, and that sends a powerful message to the rest of the world. This timeline really puts the whole shift into perspective. The source mentions that back in 2008, after the Mumbai attacks, India reportedly stood down after a request from the US. You fast forward to today, and that deference is just gone. This isn't some slow, gradual change. It's a fundamental rewrite of their foreign policy playbook. So after going through all this, what's the big takeaway? Where does this new, more assertive road actually lead? The analysis finishes by completely reframing India's strategic goals. It suggests that while all the noise right now is about Pakistan, that might just be a distraction from the bigger game. The real competition, the true challenge for India's future, lies with global superpowers. And that brings us to this final, pretty provocative question. The source pivots away from all the military talk to a much deeper issue, asking, what truly makes a nation strong? Is it all about military power and tough talk? Or is it about economic strength, innovation, and unity at home? The answer to that, it suggests, is what's going to define the next chapter for the entire region.